it's really 50-50. You have to be able to get the knowledge, which is what we did when we did our research, but we didn't do anything about it until the next year when we became friends, rented a house with a whole group of us, and realized when we were taking the checks to the bank, we were taking checks to the bank to give to a landlord, which is the opposite of what we do now, and deposited them at the bank and realized on the statement it said mortgage payment. We had the mortgage payment on the house was like $1,400. And we were putting $2,200 into this guy's account, and we were just like, whoa, this landlord is making money on us living here.
So back then, how much was a property in Guelph that would be prime for a student rental?
We were in the $150,000 range.
And how much of a down payment did you put down while you were in school?
On our first house, we used our combined student loans.
Yes, which is not always the great way to go.
Which is not necessarily what I would advise people to do.
Unless you want to pay tuition, right?
Well, you know, part of the reasoning was this. My student loan was going, yes, partially towards tuition, but for the majority of it was going towards rent. And for the price of our down payment, the way we had calculated it, if we rented out the rest of the rooms, we wouldn't have any rent payments all year. So it was basically take your rent for the year, use it as a down payment.
Pay it up front.
Pay it up front. So at the time, that was like a 7% down payment on a house. Yes. So we bought that first house, we did some work on it, rented it out to friends. It became an income property, and then it became a flip. Basically, we were able to pull money out of that property to buy the next one.
The beauty was, as soon as we did that first property, that was the hardest. You know, think of the first property you bought. The first one's always the hardest.
I was watching Homes on Homes all the time, and I was just going nuts at thinking the possibilities. Or just like thinking all these things that could go wrong, will go wrong with my property. And you just kind of deal with it.
All we did after that first property, we applied the same model over and over and over again to buy a second and a third. And as we gained momentum, we gained equity. And we really moved forward in the year 2 and 3 of our investing career.
And what year was that in?
We started in 2001.
2001.
Yeah, 2000, 2001, right in that year.
In today's environment, the mortgage rules are a little bit different. You can't really get away with putting 7% down.
No.
What do you do? Maybe if you have your own property, how do you become a landlord with your own property?
It's well, you know, real estate investing, you can't just write all the rules and say this is what you do every time, because next month the rules change. There was times when we had to put 10% down. There was a time when we were getting paid 7% cash back on closing to get a mortgage. All right? And then no one predicted that you'd be having to put 20%, 25% down again.
You kind of had to roll with it.
So you're always evolving, and your techniques are always evolving as you go. Right now,